Good morning students. Today we are covering the topic from the chapter Light, Shadow and Reflection, class 6 Science. This is part first. Okay, this chapter is all about light. So first of all we should know what is light. Light is a form of energy which enable us to see. Right? We are able to see any other object just because of the light. The property of the light is travels on a straight line. Yes, it travels on a straight line. Just because of that we are calling it rectilinear motion also. Right? The light always travels in a straight line, and that's why we call it rectilinear motion, as you can see in the picture here also. Okay, the next one is luminous object. Luminous object gives out or emit light of their own, right? The object which have their own light, we call them luminous object. For example, sun is there. Now example is sun. Sun is there, lamp is there, candle is there, torch is there, right? Electric light is there, and glowworm, right? They have their own light, so that's why we calling them luminous object. Next is non-luminous objects. So those objects which do not have their own light, we call them non-luminous object. For example, door, eraser, paper, notebook, plastics. They all are non-luminous object. Right? Here one question is for you. What about moon? Moon is a luminous object or non-luminous objects? So this you will tell me. Okay, next is activity. Okay, some materials are given, some objects are given, and we have to see through that object. Okay, we have to see through that object, and we have to come to the conclusion that whether the object is an opaque object, translucent or transparent. So first of all you should know what is transparent object, what is translucent object, and opaque object. So first one is transparent object. Transparent objects are those objects which we can see clearly, right? Through which we can see clearly, we call it transparent object. It allows most of the light to pass through it. Okay, example is clear glass, as you people can see here also, right? The clear glass, right? Okay, some plastics also, right? Plastic so they are transparent object because we able to see the objects through it clearly. Next one is translucent objects. So translucent objects are basically those objects through which we can see but not clearly. Right? We can see through it but not clearly, so that's why we call it translucent objects. It allows some light to pass through it. Example, tracing paper, right? Tracing paper is there, some kind of plastic is there, butter paper is there, muddy water is there, right? So these are the example of the translucent objects. Next one is opaque object. So object through which we cannot see at all, we call them opaque object because it does not allow any light to pass through it. Okay, so no light is passing through it, so that's why we are calling it opaque object. An opaque object, for example, door is there, right? Buckets are there, iron nails are there, rubbers, pens, they all are example of opaque object. Okay, what was given in the table? First was a pencil, right? So in case of pencil, we are not able to see through the pencil, so it's an opaque object. About the plastic scale, so it is, we can see through it little bit, so that's why we are calling it translucent object. About the clean glass tumbler, we able to see through it, so that's why we call it transparent objects. So that's all for today. We will continue the chapter in the next class. Thank you.